away from somebody in front. And, you know, the people who have been tortured under the Bush administration, Obama administration, don't have that option. They're forced to put this on, and they don't have eye holes. I've talked to people who have been detained illegally by this country. They put masks on their heads. They put masks over their faces. They put NOS positions, fly them from Bagram to Guantanamo. I've talked to people who have been tortured by our country, sodomized by broom handles, put in stress positions for hours, subjected to heat and cold. These are not human beings who are doing these things. And John Yoo is a psychopath. He's psychotic. He's psychotic to even think of these things. And I wonder, what kind of psychotic upbringing does a person like that have? We know George Bush tortured small animals. So when John Yoo and George Bush get together, then deep psychosis and inhumane behavior happens. So I want to tell you a story about a sheikh that I met in Amman, Jordan, and Ann was there. And I want to tell you what torture leads to. This sheikh, he was home one day with his family, his wife, and his 14-year-old daughter. U.S. troops broke into his house, raped his wife, and took him to Abu Ghraib. He was in Abu Ghraib and tortured for months. He was finally let out. He's on 24 medications a day just to keep alive. And he told me his son was 14 years old when he saw U.S. troops rape his mother and take his father and torture his father. And he told me my son's greatest dream is to get a rifle and climb up on our roof and kill Americans. That's what happens when we torture. We create enemies. And he said, I'm going to tell my son there's Americans who care, that he shouldn't do this because there are Americans who care, and you're the Americans who care. You're the ones who need to be seen in the national and international media because the world knows the way we are. Many people in the world think all Americans are like John Yoo. And we have to stand up and say no. And we're the ones that have to hold them accountable because it's been mentioned. Barack Obama and his administration, his Justice Department, have given them a free pass. You know why? Because the policies still continue under the Obama administration. That's why. So we have to follow these war criminals. We're the ones that have to hold them accountable. I've talked to people who have been in these prisons. It's ugly. It's tragic. It's a stain. And John Yoo is not only a psychopath, he's a stain. He's a stain on humanity. He's a stain on our country. So, yeah, like David said, like people said, come to D.C. tomorrow. Come for the rest of the week. Come when we're there. We're hoping to be there until the wars end. Come and help us end this stuff, these crimes. You know, the entire war of aggression is inherently a war crime, and that's what we're in. We're in these wars of aggression. So we will be meeting at Camp Out Now tomorrow at 10. If you want to come and join us and march over. And we know, I voted for change because I voted for Cynthia McKinney. But we know that there's no difference between the Democrats and the Republicans, especially when it comes to foreign policy, especially when it comes to the people who buy them, the insurance companies, privatization, the military-industrial complex. So tomorrow at 4, Barack Obama is hosting the Democratic caucus at the White House. You know, I like to call them the War Caucus. So we have to hold a peace
P-E-A-C-E, peaceoftheaction.org, and go to Washington, D.C. Two quick things, and then we're all going to do something together here. Number one, do not forget that this guy did not just legalize torture. He legalized aggressive war at the whim of any president, a power that the current president claims to continue to hold and claimed to continue to hold in a Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech. And I had an opportunity to ask John Yoo some questions this morning at the Miller Center. And I asked him, can a United States president drop nuclear bombs on an American city? And he said yes. And I said, what about 10 cities? What about half the country? Is there a limit? And he said no. He is speaking now in the building across the street. We're not going to play music. We're not going to chant. We're not going to yell. We're going to quietly go and take seats in there and see what he has to say and see what we have to say. Can anyone get in? Let's see how many people can get in there, and let's see when they allow questioning what questions we can ask him. And let's make sure it's clear, as it was crystal clear this morning, that John Yoo is not welcome in Charlottesville, Virginia. Thanks for coming out here today.
Stand on this side of the police line. John Yoo is on the other side.
If you think a little bit logic, that means we have to get through the police side.
It does.
Yeah.
Nobody is being allowed to enter the accident.
Torture is always a crime!
So we're trespassing.
I can see her just, I know, I can't believe she's watching.
Yeah, I think I'll try and bring in the collaborator.